Bing. All right. Well, let me do this first here. It is Friday, July 11th at 7:40 a.m. Finally, I broke the 7-hour sleep barrier. Ay! It's been, I don't know how many weeks, months even. I don't even know. It's nuts. Like, my body was shutting down on me. And I'm still, like, just 1 night of 7-hour blast isn't gonna fix me. It's gotta be a consecutive X amount of days for my body to snap back into the regular groove again. But anyways, it was like 7 hours and like, I don't know, 20-ish minutes, I think. I don't know. I don't remember exactly because he says something different and he says something different. They're both about real close. They're always pretty close. It's just they always determine movement at night, waking up at night. You know, wait, what time do I wake up actually? You know, blah, 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 blah. So it's all a few minutes pretty much apart, but not too bad. So anyways, it's Friday. It's leg and lymphatic day. Trampoline. Minimum of 300 active calories burned, 2 miles in 40 minutes. Last week was a real shit smoker due to my lack of sleep. Like, I just totally fucking like was trashed. That everything was just building up. All my workouts were sucking even more and more and more. And it was, I was about ready to crash and burn hard, which I was right on that edge because of the fucking shit sleep I was getting. And it wasn't just like, you know, I was getting anywhere from like 4 to like 5.5 hours, you know, and which it's still sleep. It's not 7 to 9, but it's just the quality of sleep and everything else too, you know, and with the pain I was having, cause my back pain has simmered off some. So again, still always there, but it's pulled back some. Bowel discomfort and cramps have simmered a little bit, but you know, still partial diarrhea with a little blood. You know, anyways, I just started some cabbage powder, vitamin U, as they call it, or whatever. Don't know yet. One day you got to give. That's why supplements take longer to dial in, because it takes anywhere from a week to a month for you to see a consistent benefit from something, as well as other factors can play in too, right? Like I got more sleep last night, and I started the broccoli or the cabbage powder yesterday, so I don't know exactly which thing is helping more, or you know what I mean. You gotta do shit over X amount of time to find out, rule out other variables, blah 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 blah. It's fun to do, but also a pain in the ass. So anyways, let's get to the jump before I gotta piss again. I'm gonna just gradually increase my heart rate. I don't know if I'm gonna go above 130. I don't know how I'll feel. Last week I really fucking trashed myself hard, but again, that was due to lack of sleep. I was crashing and burning hard. But with a little bit of sleep, I got more last night. I feel more with it and awake, you know. So, but again, just because you get one decent sleep, you don't want to, you know, push it too hard. Because again, one night, you got to give it X amount of time and blah, 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 blah. You got to, so yeah, so I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to, where the hell is that at? Okay. Alright, I don't jump higher than that bar up top there. My head doesn't go higher than that bar. So, okay. Alright, let's do this shit here. Take my sandals off. Okay, I gotta put him up too. Just in case I sweat, which I'm not really a sweater, so. A lot of my family members are sweaters. A lot of people are, but I don't sweat that much. It's weird. It's really weird. And even before I got sick with all these things, wasn't much of a sweater. So, I mean, I sweat when I really get moving, but, you know, of another person that sweats a decent amount, that moves the same amount as I do, you know, I don't sweat half as much as they do. So, all right, yeah, here we go. Get wet the throat and the mouth. Ugh. Don't guzzle it because you have to piss in the middle. And this is a non-stop exercise, so wipe the schmutz off your feet. You don't want anything bouncing around down there with you. Okay, he's there. Okay. Alright, let me adjust my shorts because they're always a pain in the ass. Because I'm not standing right and they don't sit right on me like a healthy, straight person would. So they always, I don't know. Okay. Just preload a little here for the start of it. Okay, that's there. Keep it there in case I need it. Okay, let's see. My ring is going. I turned him on already. Always on display is going on my watch. It's a good amount of distance. He's connected. Indoor run, because I got no trampoline mode as far as I know. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's do this here. And start out slow, get the nice gradual curve of your heart rate up. You don't want to, you know, again, don't jump to lose weight, jump to gain muscle, whatever it is. Jump for health. Moving the fluid. You got to cycle the fluid in a nice, methodical, continuous, smooth action. You don't want to like some of these idiots on these trampolines. Let's try to lose as much weight as we can in as short amount of time as we can. Yeah. Give yourself a heart attack for being stupid. Alright, I think everything's good here. Alright, about a minute in, I always roll that minute to the end. Okay. Nice smoothness here. Smooth. And we're jumping. Okay. Started at 7:48 a.m. My heart rate's pretty right on target. When I connect this thing, I always do a couple checks. I pull the thing off, the optical away from my wrist, and run a couple heart checks to make sure the optical's not running and it's connected to this. And see where my heart is. And it's like, if it's right around 73 to 75 beats, that's like where it's like golden, where it's usually perfect right before I get in here. So, alright, shut up and bounce. Nice smoothness. We're not sprinting in any way, shape, or form. This is think of it as a marathon. That's what we're trying to do. We're just moving fluid. That's all we're doing is moving fluid. And having a little bit faster paced music helps as well, so keeps you going longer and more continuous. You don't want too fast, because again, that'll make you want to speed up and jump faster as you should be jumping. You just want to jump you want your heart rate, when you look at your workout afterwards from this thing isn't as accurate as this when it comes to workout, not even close. But you want your heart rate to be almost like a I don't know, 45 to 60 degree angle, just, you know. You don't want it to like go burnt, like a big old rectangle. That's not good either. 102 beats, that's perfect right now. It's all fluid movement, not fat loss. Fluid. Oh, you need to shut up. Barely got the oxygen to do this without talking. Oh. What the hell? Why isn't my thing on there? What the hell? I'm supposed to have my little music thing on the... Oh, I need to restart my damn phone. Always restart your phone every week or so. This stuff starts acting funny no matter the manufacturer, it just does. It's like these companies haven't figured it out. $105 beats. like indigestion or something. Oh. Oh. $113 to $115 beats. Oh. Can you tell a little more dame on the right leg there? $117. 1 mile, 1801. Half mile left. 190 active calories. Oh. Ten minutes left. keeping my heart rate right around 120 beats. I don't want to put too much stress on my system, being that my sleep's been shit lately. I want to, especially this. This exercise is very good for you, but it really taxes your system. Especially if you're running above 130 beats. So I'm trying to just do a really light, mild version today. With 1 7-hour night sleep in the past like month or two. Isn't enough to recover from, you know, all my issues and core on top of all my workouts and everything. The good diet and supplements don't make up for a good night's sleep. So I'm 117, I'm about throttling between 116 and like 122 beats. I'm at 36 minutes, 245 active calories, and 1.87 miles. So, well, basically, again, like I said, all come together around the same time. So I got what? About 6 minutes left to 41 minutes, 40, adding that minute from the beginning, 41 minutes. And then, so we basically got about 50 active calories left and about 0.1 miles left. So, just because I'm running 20 beats lower than I normally am doesn't mean I'm not getting a good workout. Again, it's not a sprint. I'm not trying to melt 300 pounds of fat out of me. This is all about fluid movement. Moving the lymphatic fluid around your system, getting your heart rate to get a nice sustained output for a good 40 minutes, and release good pain relieving endorphins from your head and all the other processes that benefit from moving. So, alright, I'm 120 beats right now. So, I can limit this exercise pretty good. But I realize that all the workouts that I do, hold on, let's feel. Doesn't feel like transparency mode. It's really dimming my voice a lot. Getting your heart rate up to a certain beat level and running it in there, 2 miles, 1 done, is very beneficial for your heart as well as every other process in your body. The weight stuff is good and everything, but I've been doing all these things on and off for, well, on basically for I don't know how many years, 5 to 7-ish, and I know it's a big gap, but it was twitchy the late teens. I worked out, but I was going through some other things too with the health and all that, so, but I still worked out as much as I could. But I notice when I don't add this to my week, I feel that much worse, not as good. This is like unbelievably beneficial for your body. And again, it's not about getting on here and jumping like a psychopath for 10 minutes. That doesn't do anything. That's that little spike, you know, that parabola, that real short parabola for your heart rate is, yeah, it might be mildly beneficial, but it's nothing like this. Bringing it up to a level and riding it for 30, 40 minutes, your body loves that shit, let me tell you. And that's why I do almost 30 minutes of a walk before I do my weights. It loosens you up big time too. It just gets all your tendons and joints and muscles all juicy before you actually do the weights. And then I do this workout every Friday, right before I go get a massage, so that just like complements the massage. So I do a lot of fluid moving here. Then I go up there and she does a lot of fluid moving with cups and physical manipulation. She also does stretching for all my joints. So I get myself nice and juicy here, and then go up there. She gets me all nice and juicy there. I know what that sounded like, but then she does manipulation to my shoulder and neck and back to extend my range of motion, which isn't really going anywhere, but it helps. So I basically got about 30 seconds left on the 40 minutes. I got about 9 active calories left. So again, they all basically come together within a few minutes of each other. But I always do 45 minutes, 44 if you minus that minute at the beginning, and then I do about 3 to 5 minute cool down. And then I walk around for a good 5 to 15 minutes afterwards, nice and slow to normalize my heart rate more. So there, 40 minutes done, and I got 5 active calories left. So if I would have jumped just a smidge faster for a minute or two, I would have gotten that 300 active calories before the 40 minutes. But, and after you do it for like 30, 35 minutes, it feels like you can stand there for another hour. But 40, 45 minutes is plenty. I found out I was doing 5K for a while, which was basically roughly a little under an hour. There, 301 active calories done. 40 minutes done. 300 active calories done. 2 miles done. Now it's all bonus shit until 45. But it just feels so good to do this. You could just, your body just feels so great, like for days afterwards. It just takes all the fluids that want to dump into your large intestines from your ulcerative colitis and mush through the crooks in there and just slosh all your poop into a diarrhea. Pulls all that fluid away from there, sends it to your skeletal muscles for this exercise. And yes, as the day goes on, your fluid again. And when you eat and stuff, blood and fluid goes back to the area too for digestion. But I highly recommend do not eat at least an hour before you do this. And if you do eat, make sure it's just like a protein shake that goes through you quicker. So it's basically done and down into your small intestines and being processed before you even come in here. So I have about a minute and a half left to 45 minutes, or 44 minutes minus a minute. So 120 beats. So that's good. I felt good today. Feels like I could increase it at this point, but no. This is again a mild jump today, because one decent night of sleep isn't gonna make up for a month or two of shitty sleep and poor recovery. Because this is, even though you feel amazing doing this is still physical stress on your body. And the only way to truly work it out is to eat clean, take the right supplements, but then get that good, clean sleep, long recovery sleep to fix everything. 122 beats. That's about it. I haven't seen 123. 122 is my highest today, so just perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And I got about 10 seconds. This is a really good one today. And okay. Alright. And I noticed that oh man. Ooh. I noticed that recently I tightened the band on this, so I lost a little weight and it was looser. Well, it feels like I haven't really gained any fat, but I put a little bit of muscle on, I'm guessing, because it's a little tighter. So, my rib cage is basically fused or fusing. I don't know how much. I haven't got an MRI in over 10 years, or I don't know, somewhere right around there. But, and even then I was barely fused. Like I wasn't bent at all. I think pinched mildly. But this thing is tight, enough tight, that's all I was thinking I had indigestion, you know. This thing's just tight enough to where it's reminding me of my rib cage, and it's putting enough pressure on it to make me feel like my air is even more restricted. So I gotta loosen this pig up today, or before tomorrow's shoulders. So, even though it's really not restricting anything because it's elastic, you know, but being that what everything's going on, my rib cage is for the most part fused. It's weird. It's one of those reminders in your head, and it trips your head out. And so 105 beats. I'm at 47 minutes. I got about 1 to 3 minutes left of this. 343 active calories, 103 beats, and 2.56 miles. So that's actually perfect for like a 120 beat, 44 minute pop for this. That was actually a really, really good workout. And I'm actually sweating a hell of a lot more than I normally do. So I'm going to jump off here at 48 minutes, which is we got 3 minute cool down. I'm at 103, 102 beats, which is good, but I gotta pee like a mother. So the longer I stand up here, the more I'm pinching my urine off, and when you do that, it actually raises your heart a few beats. I don't know if anybody really paid attention. Well, my ass has. And when you're sitting there clenching it off, it does pop it up a couple beats. Check it out yourself, it does. Alright, done. So I did a really good leg lymphatic day. Mild to moderate. It was not a 135 to about 145 beat blast like I usually do. But like I said, because of my sleep, I have to literally peel back certain shit. Otherwise, the sleep alone, and I'm not gonna catch up on my sleep because even though I'm getting better sleep, hopefully I can continue to sleep, good sleep. But the more physical stress I'm adding, it won't. You know what I mean? I won't catch up to it. So. I gotta pace myself. And on top of that, yesterday I did back day, and it was a lot. It was the biggest back day, like a more strenuous back day than I normally do. Let's just put it that way. And yeah, I probably shouldn't. I don't know if that contributed to better sleep. I don't think it did. But I really toasted myself yesterday. I did have a nap yesterday, but I only get like 20, 30 minute naps, and you fall 15 to 30 minutes. And those are, naps help you in the intermediate, like if you're really tired and you're just smoked and your body's shutting down and you take a 30-minute nap and you haven't gotten good sleep in weeks, months, that little nap will help you for like 4 hours. And then you start going hardcore downhill again. So, exercise ring closed. Okay, but you have to get the restorative night sleep. You got to get the correct amount of core sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, light sleep. You know what all these what do you call it? Stages of sleep. Jeez, you may see. It's like my brain still isn't acting correctly because, again, you need sleep. You need to get good sleep for, everything's run on like a delay on your body, and you need at least like sleep-wise, you should be getting at least good sleep for at least 3 to 4 weeks for your body to be running more optimal. Right, so if you're getting good sleep like every couple days and getting shitty sleep every couple days, good sleep every couple days, shitty sleep every couple days, you're gonna be more closer to the shitty line than you are the good line. If you're getting good sleep, most days, and you get like 1 bad sleep every week or something, then you're closer to the good line. If you're getting like 5 to 7 days a week shitty sleep, then you're literally riding the line of your body just shutting down and wanting to, more problems happen, your body's more stressed, everything is just in a fritz. So, and again, if you've ever paid attention to reading sleep studies and all this other stuff, and if your body does get super shitty sleep for a long time, you can get that over a certain amount of time, but again, your body will eventually shut down. But what I mean by that is your body will just say, you know what, fuck you, brain, I'm out. And it'll just like, you will go to sleep and your body will be forced like to get, 5 to 10 hours of sleep. And while it'll do it enough, pending all your other issues that are bothering your body, but it'll push itself far enough into enough sleep to where it'll allow you to function more. I mean, yes, and if you get shitty sleep for a long period of time, it will cause chronic issues, like chronic health issues. You don't want that. So try to get good sleep. Try to get good sleep. I take melatonin every once in a while, 5 milligrams. I take as low as possible. So I start out at 1. I do that for a long time. But I found out I got these blue light blocker glasses, or red lens things, where you literally put those on at night. You don't want to do it when the sun's out at all. So after like 7 to 9 o'clock or whatever time of year it is or whatever, when it's just blue, natural, artificial blue light, put those on for I'm telling you, you warm for like 5 minutes and your body calms down and you actually get tired because your natural melatonin's pumping in. And if you wear them for like 2 hours before you go to bed, I mean, you really actually get good sleep. It's fantastic, and you're using your own natural melatonin to do it instead of some artificial crap. So I highly recommend that. And I didn't show you my damn jump here. All right, here's my jump. All right, come on, turn on, you bastard. All right, so it's we're about 5, almost 6 minutes past me yakking. So, but that's 53 minutes, almost 54 minutes. 356 active calories. I'm at 98 Beach, which is beautiful right now, and I'm at 2 miles, 2.62 miles. So that is Friday, leg and lymphatic day, a moderate to mild leg and lymphatic day. I did not push myself above 122 beats with that. So leg and lymphatic Friday, mild. So that was perfect, beautiful. I feel like $1,000,000 right now. So only push yourself if you can. How do you feel before, during, and after a rep, a set, an exercise, and the workout in general, and then life in general? Continue to pay attention to your body when you're out of the gym. Most people are so consumed with their stupid outside life to where they don't pay attention to the inside, and that's what happens. You get fucked, right? And that's the last thing you want to do, because then you're forced to pay attention to your inside. So if you're a healthy person, pay the fuck attention to your inside enough to where you can balance out your sleep and your exercise, and so you don't get a chronic issue. Because I'm telling you right now, I've got 3 of them and a lot of small issues on top of the 3 chronic issues, and you don't fucking want a chronic issue. Period. Other than that, today was Friday, leg and lymphatic day. Tomorrow is Saturday, shoulder day. Sunday is my normal day off, and I'm feeling pretty decent today. I'm feeling really good right now. Other than that, everyone have a fantastic Friday. Wow.